One of the great flipping baits that we have, and it's a creature bait in our lineup, is the Rage Hawg. All of the different appendages have the Rage Tail flange on them, so it's important that we detach them from the body. The little arms up top, little flanges on either side. Also, the tails are attached to the side flappers, and they're also attached together. You detach each one of those, and you'll be amazed at the swimming action of this bait. You can check it out on our video. I think this is in the Bringing Heat series on the video, and you'll see what action you're going to get from this. You can use these baits in a variety of ways. You can Texas rig them, you can flip them, you can actually use them as jig trailers. I know a lot of people who want an extra length behind a jig trailer or a swim jig. They want that extra long profile, and they'll actually use the Rage Hawg on that as well. Let me show you how I would hook it up if I were going to Texas rig it. Right here I have, on this rod, I've got a 4/0 EWG hook, and I've got a 3/8 tour grade tungsten, Strike King tour grade tungsten. And you notice the line and the weight are free to move. So I don't have it pegged purposely for a Texas rig. I don't like to peg a Texas rig. In fact, I like for the weight to be able to slide up and down the line. What you do with the Rage Hawg is you just go into the nose about 1/2 inch, 3/8 to 1/2 inch down into the nose, and come out on the belly or one side. Cover the knot. Then I'll take the hook itself, figure out about where it should go inside the body so that it keeps the body straight. I'll go ahead and run all the way through the body and Texpose, and then make it weedless on the back. So now this is a completely weedless bait. The hook is not exposed at all. But the first time a fish touches this, it pops that hook point loose, and now it's in my finger. So I better Texpose that again. Okay. So now that's the way it's rigged, and that's a Texas rig, and you notice, like I said, the line, the weight is free to slide up and down the line, so that when the fish picks this up, he doesn't feel the pressure of the weight, and he's more apt to just carry it off with him. You feel him pull on it, you give it to him, set the hook, and away you go. Now here's the way I like to flip it. The rigging on this flipping setup is I'm using that Hack Attack heavy cover hook. That's a 4/0, and that's a heavy hook. I mean a stout hook. But you notice that weight that's up on the top? Actually, that's a 3/4 ounce weight. You can use a 3/8, quarter, half, but I like this 3/8, especially when I'm flipping over 10 foot deep. I like to get down there pretty quick. I like for the bait to fall relatively fast. Since the Hawg is actually a slim profile, it falls pretty quick anyway. And if you'll notice, I have that weight pegged. That weight doesn't slide up and down the line. I actually have a weight stop ahead of it here on the line, and I just slide it down against the nose, and then it keeps it with the bait so that when it's going over the tree limbs and things like that, the weight doesn't separate from the bait and hit the bow in the line and make you think it's a hit. So I think it's key to keep the two together. That way, when it's falling down through there, you get that good fast reaction strike. So just remember that when you do that. Another way to utilize the Rage Hawg, and it's one of my favorite ways to fish it, especially when I'm fishing shallow water in real quiet, calm conditions. And I'll use it I'll rage rig it, which is actually using a swim bait hook on a soft plastic like this. This isn't a swim bait, but then it can be as well. But I'm not going to fish it like a swim bait per se. Actually, this has got one of these hitchhiker screw locks that go in it. And this is the particular brand on this hook. That's a Moner weighted hook. It's called a Moner weighted stroker. It's a hook that's designed very well for rage rigging. So actually what I did is I just hooked it the standard way you would an EWG, and now I'm going to fish this bait with that weighted hook. I'm not going to cast it out there and just reel it back to the boat, although you can catch a fish just wanting an aggressive, fast moving bait like that. I guess you can catch them like that. But my favorite way to fish this particular bait, the Rage rig, on any soft plastic is to cast it out in those shallow conditions, especially when it's real calm, and allow that bait to fall horizontal through the water column like this. When it does, these Rage Tail flanges on each one of these appendages, they're working. I don't care how slow it falls. They're sitting there flapping as it's falling horizontally down through the water column. Fish like that presentation. And that's the reason I give them the Rage rig. So you might want to check this out. And you don't, not just with a hog, use it with any bait, craws, it doesn't make any difference. Use any bait you want and allow that bait to fall through the water column horizontal like this, and see if that doesn't help you get more strikes.